If you're grinding hard every single day, but you're still below 50K a month, chances are it's not because you're not working hard. Because you think getting to 100K a month with your online business just means you have to work harder. When in reality, all it takes is just a different way of thinking. I've seen this over and over again when I'm helping our clients in the online business space. Then we simply see them scale from 0 to 30K and then to 100K and beyond. So in this video, I just want to show you and shine light on those toxic patterns that are probably holding you back from actually scaling your business. And obviously, I want to show you how to shift those thinking patterns as well. Before we dive in, I just want you to pause the video right now and check this thing. Okay, now that you did, let's dive into it. It's going to make sense in a little bit. The first toxic pattern is when somebody, and I see this all the time with my clients, when you're finally making progress and when we just got over that hurdle and that bottleneck that you were fighting with for the last couple of months, instead of doubling down on what's working, you're already thinking about all the things that you want to do. What about if I just start running paid ads? Or what about if let's just do a webinar or a low ticket funnel? Oh, I heard this guru talk about, a follower ad or DM ads. Like, what if I do all those things? Bro, chill. Like, you don't have to go 100 million miles an hour. We just found what worked. So stop having this toxic pattern of you have to run and do a million different things. Improve the thing that we just did, do it better, do more of it, and then do something new if required. The second one is future pacing problems, and this is a form of procrastination. And actually, this one here is actually the one, it's on the next one. What I mean is, when things are working, you start worrying about your problems, your future pacing problems. And this feels productive because it makes you feel like, well, I'm just thinking ahead of different problems that are going to come in the future. But it's like, bro, you don't have to think about creating a sales team if you're only having 30 calls a month and you already have a closer in. You don't have to do that. Why are you thinking about creating a sales team in a year from now, and you're spending your mental energy and you're spending on creating SOPs that nobody's going to see for the next 6 months? You're just future pacing a problem, and it's just procrastination in disguise. You're trying to protect yourself from a hypothetical failure by predicting every outcome. And in business, everything happens. Like, there's so many things happening. There's multiple variables. So by you thinking of every single bad thing that could happen, you're just wasting time. You're stalling progress. Just work on the things that are working right now. And I tell my clients all the time, it's like, whoa, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about hiring CSMs if you don't have a lot of clients in your business right now. Don't think about hiring a financial accountant right now if you don't need it. Like, chill. I know sometimes we entrepreneurs, we're like we're like the worst type of people because we're always thinking about problems to solve. So you probably need to take a step back and relax a little bit. Thinking about all these problems in the future are just doing you more harm than good. So for example, I had a client that, we've had a lot of conversations, and he was worried about scaling. Like, what happens when I get to 100K a month? I'm like, you have to relax. We're just at 25K. We're just at 30K, 40K, 50K. You have to double the entire business before we even start to think about those things. Like, we need to validate your offer first, make sure it's cold traffic friendly, before we even start thinking about those conversations and thinking about fulfillment systems. Like, what am I going to do when I have 80 clients? And like, do I need to hire coaches? Do I need to, like, yes, but not right now. So that toxic pattern of thinking and that future pacing of problems are just weighing you down and stopping you from working on the things that you need to be working on, the things that you actually need to be worried on, not on things that are not happening right now. It's pretty much like boxing. So if you've ever boxed before and getting hit in the face sucks, but in this case, business is like boxing. It's like beginners are always thinking about, I just want to knock this person out. I just want to hit them with my right hand. I just want to throw an uppercut and just knock them out. But more experienced boxers understand that it's not just all about timing a strong punch, but constantly be jabbing, constantly be moving around, and understanding that you don't have to throw the big punch every single minute of the round. You just have to keep making progress, making the opponent tired, making the opponent guess, all those little things over and over and over again. So if you're always thinking about the big move and you're always thinking ahead of like, I just need to throw this punch, you're going to get knocked out. You're going to get knocked out. You're going to get punched in the face. And then that's when your ego's going to drop. I don't want that to happen to you. That's why it's so important to have somebody in your corner that's been through this so many times and that's telling you, yo, just jab, chill. You don't have to throw that big punch right now. It's like when you're building a business, you need somebody to zoom you out, back into like step 2 where you are right now, rather than you thinking ahead and distracting yourself from step 8. And actually, I'm to blame for this in some instances. Anytime a client comes into the business, we build them out a custom blueprint, like scaling blueprint, if you will. We point out many of the things that we've seen before with other clients that we know if the client applies them, they're gonna grow. But sometimes they can see ahead of like maybe a VSL, and they start thinking about, oh, cool, like when do I start recording a VSL? So we start implementing, order of operations. It's a theory of constraints. So let's fix your messaging, let's fix your offer, let's fix your content. Then once we start having some sort of traction, we can think about the VSL. So most of the time of what I do with my clients is not just giving them new tactics, but 90% of the time I'm just deleting their to-do list. It's like, hold back, zoom out. We're working on your messaging or your offer. Let's do that first before we do something else. Because like I said, as entrepreneurs, we tend to overfixate on the future, and that's just the worst type of procrastination. There's a great book called The One Thing, I have it there. And it's basically what I'm saying to you right now. Success doesn't come into solving all 10 steps at once. It just comes into stepping into where you are right now and fixing what you have to fix. So right now, for example, my biggest bottleneck at this very moment is creating more content so that more people can see how I can help them. My bottleneck right now isn't creating new VSLs. It's just creating more sales assets like this YouTube video that hopefully you can use and implement to your business so you can help. In this instance, how to fix your mindset. So right now, I really want you to pause, and I want you to take the way I do this is with a very simple, just journal. What I do here is, now that we're going to start on a new week, I don't want to show you what I'm like working on, but basically I took this from Sam Ovens. If tomorrow is Monday, you write Monday and the date and all the things you need to work on. You just have to have the mental capacity to understand sometimes all you have to do in one day is just create content. All you have to do in one day is understand your ICP better. All you have to do in one day is client fulfillment. But make sure you understand what you need to be working on right now, rather than thinking of like things that you should be working on in a year from now. Those things don't matter. Truthfully, anytime I do this with my clients, that's how we win. The best clients that get the best success, clients that are always scaling, making more money, helping more people. Focus. So for example, right now, if you're in the 20 to 30K month mark, I would call this a founder focus. Make sure you're validating your offer, make sure you're selling it, delivering it, and optimizing delivery, making sure that people who pay you are getting results, because that's going to feed the flywheel, which basically, and I talk about this in other video. Like actually, if you want to see the training that I talk about how to implement this in your own business, tap below. I'll have the link down below for that video. So like if you're in the 20 to 30K, even below 50K, I want to make sure you're validating your offer. You know how to sell, you know how to deliver the promise that you're giving. You're optimizing delivery, meaning people are actually getting results, because you're going to use testimonials to feed this into your marketing messaging system. And if you're in a 100K month, it's the CEO focus. So like operations, teams, a scale, and ads. Whether you're in the 20 to 30K or 100K, click the video that's on the screen right now. I always miss it. I don't know which side it is, because that's going to give you the entire framework of everything that we implement in our clients to show them specifically what they need to focus on, whether it's content, sales systems, or operations. So click that video. I'll give you everything that you need, and we just take it from there. So for now, I'll see you in the next one.